Every day on this channel, I cover everything Elon Musk said on X over the last 24 hours. And here's everything he said. As always, I'll cover one category completely before moving on to the next one. And starting with SpaceX, Elon says SpaceX has committed to using NVIDIA GPUs exclusively because they are the best. And what is he talking about? Well, SpaceX is partnering with NVIDIA to design the Starmind AI-1 satellite compute payload. Each of the Starmind satellites will include NVIDIA Rubin GPUs and Vera CPUs for data center class space compute, and they're going to look like this right here. The GPUs and CPUs would just slot in right here, and these are all solar panels to power the compute right there in the middle. And Elon quoted that saying the same Starmind version 1 satellite design minus solar and radiator will be deployed on the ground in our data centers. It's a major improvement in data center efficiency. And NVIDIA says AI compute is going to orbit. SpaceX's Starmind AI-1 satellite compute payload is powered by NVIDIA Vera Rubin NVL72, bringing AI factory compute closer to the stars. The next chapter of AI infrastructure boldly goes where no AI company has gone before, and Elon already posted that. And this is Elon and Jensen with NVIDIA GPUs in August of 2016. You can see Jensen on the left and Elon on the right, with the GPU in the middle. And Elon reposted that. And Falcon 9's first stage has landed on the A shortfall of Gravitas drone ship, and Elon reposted that. And Peter H. Diamandis said, if the price of a trip to orbit fell to the price of a great vacation, would you go to space? I most certainly would. And Elon quoted that saying it will, and then to the moon too. Peter also said the first space economy will not look like science fiction at all. It'll be something so new it'll be seen as alien. And Elon quoted that saying, true. And today SpaceX had their financial and operational results. Elon quoted that saying, SpaceX earnings call on now. And Gally said, wait, did the SpaceX CFO just say they expect to end this year at $100 billion of revenue run rate? Did I hear that right? $100 billion by the end of this year? What the heck? And Elon said, yes. And SpaceX has launched more than every other company combined. You can see this is every other company right here with SpaceX dominating it all. Elon also reposted that Crew 13 completed training in California this past week. Falcon 9 is targeted to launch Dragon and the crew to the space station in September. And you can see the crew right here on the left and a larger crew on the right. And Jonah Cat says the SpaceX mug with Mars on it, which terraforms green when hot water is added, has been a huge hit in my crowd. And Elon quoted that saying, my favorite piece of merch other than the not a flamethrower. And Aiden Gold says the scale of what Elon is building in Bastrop, Texas is not well understood. And take a look at this picture. You have the Boring Company, you have X headquarters, you have the main Starlink terrestrial factory, an AI satellite development warehouse, and a solar cell factory. And Elon already posted that. And looking at Starlink, Falcon 9 launches 24 Starlink satellites from California. And a billionaire named Whitey Bassan says Elon Musk's Starlink must launch in South Africa. He said that keeping Starlink out of South Africa is discouraging business people from investing in rural areas where there is no working communications infrastructure. And Elon reposted that. And looking at Tesla, this is Elon Musk with the Tesla Roadster in 2008, the car that started it all. You can see that right here. And Elon responded with a heart to that. And here's Jensen's third post ever on X. He says, today we're launching Alpamayo 2 Super, a frontier open reasoning model for autonomous vehicles. Beyond seeing, Alpamayo understands and reasons through the complex world, thinks before it acts. It's a powerful backbone for robotaxis, trucks, shuttles, delivery vans, tractors, and the long tail of mobile robots, billions of autonomous machines someday. We're releasing it for commercial use under OpenMDW 1.1, so teams can inspect it, fine-tune it, and deploy it. Open models advance safety and security. The next wave of AI is robotics, and it starts with autonomous vehicles. Great work, Alpamayo team. And Grok ships updates to Grok Imagine weekly, and they always appreciate your feedback. Elon quoted that saying, critical feedback for the Grok Build harness, Grok Foundation model, and Imagine is super appreciated. And if you guys want to give any constructive criticism to Elon, this post will be in the description. Just leave a comment underneath of it with anything you want to add. And Elon says the best way to use Grok is via our build harness. You can download it at x.ai/CLI, which stands for command line interface. And Utah is perfecting the overnight mode on Grok Build to keep the main agent context clean, dropping compaction from 3 times to 1. And he shares his prompt to do this. Overnight mode on. Goal. The role of the orchestrator is to A. Make high-level strategy decisions. B. Make sure sub-agents deliver useful information and keep going. C. Validate sub-agent results. Fan out another sub-agent as a validator and make the next move. And Elon reposted that. And Xfree says Grok Build is not just for coding. Here's a practical guide to delegating everyday work with Grok Build, sharing some of the ways in which you can use the Grok Build tools to do other things. For example, you can do grep, which can search thousands of files instantly. And Elon quoted that saying Grok Build. And Grok 4.5 just turned Blender into a conversation. Instead of manually importing assets, fixing rigs, placing armies, adjusting cameras, and debugging objects that face the wrong direction, the user simply tells Grok what to change. It builds a medieval battlefield from existing 3D assets, adds horses, knights, a castle, siege machines, trees, animation paths, cameras, and even spatial audio. The impressive part is not that it gets everything right. It absolutely does not. Models spawn upside down, characters face the wrong way, and the scene needs constant correction. But Grok keeps editing the actual Blender project instead of generating another fake 3D image and hoping nobody notices. It is replacing a suspicious amount of the boring work they had to do before the skilled part even started, and Elon reposted that. And Jason tagged Grok saying, "Grok, make the other besties from the All In podcast, C-3PO, Princess Leia, etc." And you can see Chamath right here is Jabba the Hutt. Now Grok didn't want to do it for some reason, but this guy responded with a Grok Imagine of David Sachs, Chamath, David Freeberg, and Jason all in these giant sweaters. And Elon had a laugh at that, saying fire. And this is Siobhan Zillis every time a new Chamath meme drops. And Elon said, "I kinda like Chamath's style, to be honest. We should update fashion for 2026. The standard suit and tie or t-shirt and jeans is too basic." And we saw a couple days ago that Elon said source code is on the verge of becoming like assembly. The next step is getting rid of source code entirely and just making an efficient binary directed with AI. Today Daniel quoted this saying, "Assembly is a programming language. It is taught in schools. It is used to produce industrial strength software. Why can't AI use assembly? It can. And once you accept assembly, why not a binary? Comments, label function names, source level structure, assembler directives will be missing. So what?" And Elon said, "Bullseye." And Demis Hassabis says, "I've been working towards AGI my whole life. And as we enter this pivotal moment, I'm stepping into a new role as chair of Google DeepMind and chief scientist of Alphabet. This will allow me to focus on long-term strategy and accelerating scientific breakthroughs, including leaning into my work at Isomorphic to help cure disease." And Elon said, "Congrats." And David Bader says, "The question what's going on in my research lab is surprisingly hard for artificial intelligence to answer. So I gave Claude my adapter mind, then used that same persistent understanding to build a proactive radar for my students that need attention." And this is quoted by Adam Getty, who said, "Agency expands when complexity becomes a lever, not a constraint. Empowering people to turn intentions into outcomes with the fewest intermediated steps as possible has always been our mission." And Elon said 100. Moving on from AI, the Punisher actor John Bernthal says fear of Pitbulls is dog racism. Today, medical doctor Ethan Hom quoted this saying, "One of the most common calls I get from the ER are for dog attacks. 99% of them are Pitbulls. Mostly these are family pits who all of a sudden just snap. I've seen kids with chewed out eyeballs and scalped faces. One time there was a kid who got bit in the face, one cheek with a perfect childhood dimple, the other cheek nothing but blood and gore. It's very rare to see kids after suffering a prolonged attack since they're dead at the scene, but adults often survive prolonged attacks. There's one lady, middle-aged, relatively large, who agreed to watch a friend's pit bull. She got attacked in her garage. She showed up with both arms and one leg partially amputated. Nearly all the skin of her interior chest and abdomen was ripped from the underlying fascial layers. This is all to say that every time I go to the park with my kid, I carry a Glock 19, partially for protection against societal dregs and third worlders, but more so for protection against their dogs." And Elon said, "Yup." And Cesar Millan's pit bull allegedly killed Queen Latifah's dog and attacked a gymnast. This account says a pit bull raised by a white suburban family will be fine. No, they're violent as newborns. In fact, famous dog trainer Cesar Millan couldn't train a pit bull to not randomly lash out. His pit bull killed Queen Latifah's dog and ruined a professional gymnast's career. And Elon said genetics have a massive effect on propensity to violence. And this post was quoted by Jack Posobiec, who said, "In pit bulls." And Elon said, "From Grok," asking him, "Do studies show a genetic propensity for violence in humans?" Yes, twin, adoption, and family studies consistently show the genetic factors account for a substantial portion of individual differences in aggressive and violent behavior in humans, with heritability estimates typically around 40 to 60%. This means that genetic variation contributes meaningfully to differences in propensity for aggression across people. And on July 28th, Jack Posobiec was asking about dogs, finding that peer-reviewed studies confirm moderate to high heritability for many canine behavioral traits. And Jack Posobiec said, "What is stranger-directed aggression and how is it genetic?" Grok said, "Stranger-directed aggression is a C-bark trait, threatening or hostile responses, barking, growling, lunging, biting toward unfamiliar people, approaching the dog's or owner's space and territory. Among breed, heritability of 0.68 means genetics explain most average differences between breeds for this trait. Selective breeding for guarding/protection fixed higher tendencies in certain breeds reads via polygenic effects on brains and neural development genes. Individual dogs still vary widely due to environment and training. And then Jack said, too bad there are no other applications for this information. Grok said there are. Aggression has substantial genetic basis across mammals. Human twin studies put heritability around 50%. And Jack said, you don't say, and Elon had a laugh at that. And a Hawaiian man knocked out a Democratic congressional candidate with one punch after he allegedly threatened to shoot a woman at a Maui beach. Police say Krill Basin, 40, became enraged after a 61-year-old man asked him to lower his music. Basin allegedly threatened to shoot the man's wife and several bystanders. A local man seen approaching in the background confronted Basin, knocked him out, and then calmly told him to stop threatening people. Police say Basin later pulled a knife and continued threatening people. When officers arrived, he allegedly threw his knife into the ocean. The same bystander swam out, recovered the knife, and handed it to the police. Basin was charged with 2 counts of first-degree terroristic threatening. Bail was set at $1 million. Police say he's also been arrested in other assault and property damage cases since May, and several people have obtained temporary restraining orders against him. Sounds like another successful day connecting with voters on the campaign trail. And I can't play the video for you guys, but here's what happens. This guy picks up the chair, tries to throw it at the other guy. This guy grabs it from him, and then suddenly he's on the ground. And Elon said, FAFO. And this is an extraordinary graphic showing what will happen in Poland if fertility rates simply stay where they are. Most of the developed world is on a trajectory of population collapse similar to this. Nothing matters more than turning around birth rate decline. I'll let you guys take a look at that. This is after that takes place. And Elon reposted that. And later this was quoted by Peter, who said, easy solution. Every child reduces your income tax obligation by 20%. Logic being raising kids is your contribution. And Elon said, true. And the #1 ranked female tennis player in the world, Sabalenka, finishes her press conference by saying men shouldn't be in women's sports.
Hi, the WTA recently announced that the players will take a one-time gender test. How do you feel about that? The first pro league to go in that direction.
I think it's really important to keep the fairness in our tour, and it's obvious that biologically, right, the men are way stronger than women. So I feel like it would be not really fair for the woman to compete against biological men. So I believe it took them a little while to make this decision, and I support it.
And Gadsad quoted this saying, "This is ridiculous." Brilliant author Gladwell explained to all of us members of the great unwashed that there is no evidence that men are stronger than women, and Elon had a laugh at that. And Rupert Lowe says, I am today launching Restore Britain's latest policy paper, The Wealth of Our Nation, outlining our costed approach to the economy, and how we will restore Britain's prosperity. Britain's economic decline is neither inevitable nor irreversible. And Elon said, interesting. And 1,000 German lawyers and judges signed a petition to ban the AfD party, the largest party in Germany opinion polls, in order to protect democracy. This was quoted by Bravael, who said, they are becoming crazy. And Elon said, yeah. And Fisher King said all the mainline parties had to do was control immigration and not enact policies that damage Germany's economic base, and AfD would be a footnote. And Elon said, exactly. And Adam Brooks said, import the third world, become the third world. Alice Smith said, the third world is a people, not a place. And Elon said, there is no such thing as magic ground that makes some places prosperous and some not. If you teleported the people of Japan to anywhere else, that place would become Japan. And a migrant surgeon in the National Health Service has been fired after he connected the wrong organs during a surgery. Dr. Abdel Rahman connected a patient's small bowel back to their stomach, creating a feedback loop, meaning the patient did not defecate for 3 weeks before being rushed in for emergency procedure to fix it. Basil the Great says we should train our own surgeons instead of importing people from the third world. And Elon was alarmed by that. And in the middle of Dearborn, Michigan, an entire crowd of Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iranian regime supporters chanted death to America. Dearborn overwhelmingly voted for Abdul El-Said. And Elon was alarmed by that as well. Moving on from politics, David Key says, want to hate on Elon Musk? First try out my Musk contribution comparer. Just input your name and see how much you've given to humanity versus him. Then get a score of how much you're allowed to criticize him. Enjoy. And Elon gave him a heart. And Grok Imagine Video 1.5 is now the #2 image-to-video AI model, another huge milestone for XAI as Grok continues to climb the rankings. And there's a new aspect ratio visualizer, a small but delightful UI update to Grok Imagine Web, and you can see that right here. You can change the aspect ratio of any picture and video. And Tess Labor says this Grok Imagine 1.5 is pure magic. The lighting, atmosphere, and flawless consistency make it look so real. Grok Imagine creates the most natural and heartfelt videos of any AI, and Elon reposted that. And ArtMuse says, I used Grok Imagine's reference feature to bring my ideas to life. I created a reference character first, then a reference location, and Grok Imagine did the rest. Started with the girl in the white dress, locked her in as character reference, then reference a Cotswold village scene, and got this soft cinematic walk in seconds. The consistency is amazing. Same face, same dress, completely new world. Elon quoted that saying, bring any idea to life with Imagine. And Alex Utopia posted a Grok Imagine 1.5 reference tutorial. It'll be in the description if you guys want to check it out. And this right here is futuristic art and decoration done by Grok Imagine. And Elon said, I love futuristic art deco. I'm posting this picture right here. ArtMuse said, happy Tuesday, wishing you all a wonderful day ahead. And Elon quoted that saying, beautiful art from Imagine. And Emperor of the Meme says, Grok Imagine is truly an excellent app. This app inspires me to dream completely different dreams. You absolutely must try Grok Imagine. Thank you, Emperor Kikius Maximus. And Elon reposted that. And so that, my friends, is everything Elon has said today. We saw that the GPUs in StarMind AI-1 are going to be supplied by NVIDIA. Jensen posted about an Alpamayo update with reasoning and how it's now being rolled out as an open model to anyone who wants to test it. Elon says he needs Grok suggestions, and so you guys can post any suggestions or things you've noticed that needs improvement for Grok. And we saw how Pitbulls were able to genetically pass down their traits of regression. Anyway, that's everything I have for you guys, and as always, if you guys would like early access to these videos, consider joining the channel as a member, and I will see you guys tomorrow.